Hi everyone, this is Koinzell here. So today I want to do a video to share with you guys what I think is quite possibly the best 4th slot character in Itto, or you can call it flat slot because it's a very flexible slot where you can put in various characters with decent energy generation and sub DPS capability or off-field enabler capability. Okay. Now the thing about Electro Traveler is that we all know that she is a battery, right? She's a universal battery. But the way her talents work actually fit very well with Itto and even Gorou. And I'll talk about it shortly. In fact, I'll talk about it right now. Okay, bear with me. I don't use mouse interface all the time. Alright, so for the Electro Traveler, before you talk about talents, right? As long as you clear the Inazuma story, you will be able to get C6, and as long as you do some exploration, etc. Basically, the Inazuma content. So I just quickly run through her constellations. Everyone has a C6, so you get 3 amulets, some electro resistance, that doesn't matter. This here is very nice. When a character obtains amulets generated, if the character's energy is less than 35%, energy restored is increased by 100%. And we will be making use of this in our rotation. I'll show you guys later. This is just increased damage, but there is a very important point here, where after every two falling thunder attacks, which is the proc triggered from her burst, it will restore additional 1 energy to the current character. This is important because it will help with the energy regeneration. Now let's talk about talents itself. So this is pretty straightforward, right? I mean, I don't need to really go into too much detail into Electro Traveler, but essentially what happens is that when you use her elemental skill and if you're close enough to the enemy, you will be able to generate up to 3 amulets, because remember her C1 increases it by 1 to 3. Each amulet, once you get it to a decent enough level, you don't really need to hyper invest in high Electro Traveler. Base level talent 6 is good enough for both the elemental skill and the burst. So 4 energy per amulet, 3 amulets per cast, that's 12 energy. The cooldown is 13.5 seconds, so it does justify using a sacrificial sword on her, and I'll talk more about how to best use sacrificial sword as well. But other than giving raw energy itself, she also provides a energy recharge increase capability of 20% that lasts for 6 seconds to your whichever character picks up the amulets. The amulet lasts on the floor or on the ground for 15 seconds before you pick them up. So all in all, this is a very great kit. And with Sacrificial Sword, you will be able to give the buff to 2 different characters, right? If you change to 2 different characters to pick them up, each character gains 12 energy and the energy recharge increase. And it's not just 20%, because her passive increases it, and I'll talk about it later. Now, next, let's talk about her burst. The most important part of why her burst is great for Itto, as opposed to someone like Xingqiu or Thoma, because Xingqiu or Thoma only procs based on normal attacks, not charge attacks. A character like Electro Traveler and Beidou actually procs based off of normal and charge attacks as well. So Beidou is also a good option, just that Beidou doesn't provide energy or battery capability or utility, unlike the Electro Traveler. So if you look at this, essentially wherever your Itto is using his charge attacks, which is the Kesagiri slashes, which is his main DPS output, it will trigger the proc. And on top of it, when the proc hits opponents, it will generate energy for the character, and it's 1 energy regeneration per hit of the proc. 1 instance of it can be generated every 0.5 seconds. So theoretically, you are able to proc it every Kesagiri slash. But that being said, the Kesagiri slash can reach a stage where it's fast faster than 0.5 seconds, slightly faster. So you may reach a stage where it's every 2 Kisagiri slashes, 1 Falling Thunder. But it's still very good because at the very beginning, while you're building up your Kisagiri at that speed, you will get 1 per hit. And I'll show in the showcase later. You'll see that the procs happen. It really happens every hit, every Kisagiri slash for the first 3 to 4 slashes. So her burst, other than being able to proc off of Itto's Kisagiri slashes, it also provides energy regeneration. And on top of that, when I showed you guys the C6 of this Electro Traveler, it generates an additional energy every third attack. Because it says after 2 attacks, the next attack. So it's every third attack, that's an additional energy. So it's very, very nice. Duration in 12 seconds, so kind of the same as what we usually expect from this type of burst capability. Energy cost is slightly on the high side, 80, but that's fine because in the first place, if you don't have C2 Itto, you will need more time to do the energy cost management. You will have more time during his downtime to do a rotation and get your energy back with her amulets and stuff. So it's very doable. Okay, this is helpful with regards to the cooldown. And this is the one that I really want to pay some attention to because it increases the energy recharge effect granted by Lightning Blades and Blunder's Amulet by 10% of the Traveler's energy recharge. In other words, if your Traveler has 200% ER, it's going to grant an additional 20% on top of the base 20%, which means that it grants a 40% to your Itto, or to whoever picks it up really. If you have 300% ER on your Electro Traveler, then you grant 30%. If you look at the damage modifier on Electro Traveler, honestly it's not high. I have done a video math comparison of Xingqiu versus Electro Traveler previously. You guys can check it out. I'll put it in the top right corner as a in-video link as well. And I will look for you to put in the description too. So this modifier is not high, so you can actually afford not to go to invest heavily on her sub DPS capability and instead invest heavily. I shouldn't say heavily, but you can invest more into her ER. So take for example, my ER is 261.6%, and I have not even fully optimized her build because right now I'm just using whatever 4-piece emblem pieces that I have. Crit rate and crit damage is a decent amount, but like I say, I'm not too focused on her DPS. I really want her universal battery ability. Okay, so artifacts, I'm using 4-piece emblem, so get more energy recharge. And since I'm going to go high energy recharge with her, might as well just get the 4-piece set. Yep, that is what I'm doing here. And I don't even have too much ER substats. Like for example, on my helmet, we don't have ER substat. On my goblet, there's no ER substat as well. So like I said, there's more to be optimized for her if you really want to. You can get 300% ER, or you can do it just like me. No, don't over invest too much in her. Just use whatever you have, and you can get a 261.6% ER with a sacrificial sword. Sacrificial sword, in my opinion, is one of the best weapons for her. You can also use a Fervornis sword, but I don't have that build. That's why I don't have it. I don't have it built, so I can't really show you guys. But Sacrificial Sword is very good for her in terms of the rotation, and I'll talk more about it during the showcase itself. So now that I've fully explained the Electro Traveler, let's look at how she fares in the showcase, and I'll step through you guys with regards to some of the key points. Okay, so this is the showcase here. We have Electro Traveler, Zhongli, Itto, and Gorou. I'm using Zhongli because my Itto was is C6R5, but in this video, I'm obviously going to use a level 1 weapon so that we don't kill him before we can showcase the at least the second rotation. Okay. Okay. right here, we have the sacrificial effect that proc, but I'm not using it. I'm not going to use the second cast not yet, because we are using Gorou. We cast Gorou's elemental skill, which procs the Fervonious Wobble effect on him as well. And then we're going to pick up the Fervonious Amulets. That already gives us almost half energy, and Gorou is very energy hungry. His burst is 80. Okay, and that's also the reason why. The good thing about using Zhongli is that you can afford to cast his E after his burst, unlike Albedo who snapshots. So that's going to help. Now we use Electro Traveler burst along with the elemental skill, because we want Itto to be the one getting the amulets, because our Itto is not built with high ER here. That's another beauty of Electro Traveler. You don't need to go high ER on your Itto. You can focus more on damage. So obviously we cast his burst so that he has room for collecting energy, and I have C6 here, so that's why we already had restored some energy. But I'll talk more about when you don't have C2, how it works. And just bear in mind, although I'm using the C6 combo here, that's just in terms of the damage. If I don't use the C6 combo, it's gonna be the same thing where at least in terms of energy against a Jovichap. Alright. Okay, so we use his burst, we use the elemental skill, we pick up the amulets, and now we are using the Kisagiri slash. By the way, I didn't dodge. I didn't dash twice, but somehow the Kesa wind up automatically dash here. So now, do you notice? Remember, look at the electro damage as well. The electro proc, that is the Falling Thunder doing procs, and that gives us a lot of energy as well. Okay, other than the amulets themselves giving us energy plus ER, etc. Yeah. So like I said, right, some of the hits it triggers per hit, some of it alternate. And our Itto's burst is already full. His burst is ready even before the cooldown. And bear in mind, this is C2. So the cooldown is 13.5 seconds. That is crazy. That's crazy good on the Traveler. Okay, now our rotation is over. We have C2, so I'm gonna use his burst immediately. So pretty straightforward stuff here. If you don't have C2, what happens over here? Right? Yeah, what happens? Sorry, it's really fast. Now, what happens over here is that instead of going straight to Itto to cast, you can go ahead and do your other rotation, i.e., namely, to let Electro Traveler get her energy back. Because by now, I assure you that her elemental skill is ready. Okay? Even her sacrificial proc effect will be ready, because remember, the sacrificial proc it proc on the very first activity in this run. And look at our Gorou and our Itto, the energy are already full, so they don't need to pick it up. You can just use Electro Traveler to do it. And in a rotation for C0, where you have 7 seconds downtime, or C1, where you have 7 seconds downtime, I'm very confident that this is enough. Okay? Remember, our Traveler has high ER, 261 ER. So in a C0 rotation, you can go ahead and focus on getting energy on your Electro Traveler, because the rest of them is full. And also remember, Primo Jovichaps are like the worst case scenario. If you can get your rotation in terms of energy and burst well going or well run, very smooth, you can literally do the same for every other scenario. Especially those cases where you have a lot of mobs, a lot of enemies, they're going to give you a lot more energy. Unless your damage is too high, where you kill them before you have a chance to really use your elemental skills, etc. And that's more of a C6R5 issue. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you guys. Let's go back to when the Jewelfish has died. I just want to show what my Itto is using. It's a level 1 weapon. And before I show that, right, these are the stats. Crit rate, crit damage, energy recharge is only 111. You can go with 100 on this build, I'm very sure. Oh, I know that my Itto has C2, so that's how his energy was ready earlier than the cooldown. But relatively certain as you do your rotation with Gorou being able to do the Fervonis Wobble Pro along with Electro Traveler, I'm pretty sure Itto will also get full energy by the time your 7 seconds cooldown is up. Okay, just thought I should address that. Yeah, so I'm just using a level 1 range slasher here. So I hope this video is, especially the showcase itself, is good enough to help you realize how good the Electro Traveler is in a Itto comp. Because of the fact that her burst can work with Itto's Kesagiri slashes, unlike Xingqiu or Toma. And also the fact that while attacking and proccing and doing the procs on her from her burst, Itto stands to gain additional energy. On top of her providing amulets to both Gorou and Itto, as well as increased energy recharge. If you follow the rotation that I showed earlier, by using Electro Traveler to give each of them energy, by the end of the first rotation, both of them are full. They have full energy. So that's really awesome. Yeah, and I hope that this is helpful to you guys. And the best part is Electro Traveler is free. C6 Electro Traveler is free. Everyone has her. You just need to build her talents. That's it. Oh, and her character level, of course, if you have never built her character level before. So yeah, if you like the content, remember my video and click subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys next video. And sorry, one last thing I want to say. Don't forget that my Itto has only 111 ER here. You can most probably go with 100 ER as well. Which means that Electro Traveler also improves Itto's damage by allowing your artifacts to drop ER. That is huge. Okay, that's huge. Alright, so thanks everyone for watching. Bye.